Hi everyone, welcome to Expressing Fractions to Decimals. Now, fractions and decimals are rational numbers that we can interchange their, their forms. Now, let's have this one. Things to remember when expressing fraction to decimal. Divide numerator by denominator. These are the forms. So, numerator divided by denominator, that would be just the same. Another concept to remember, positive fractions is equivalent to positive decimal, and negative fraction is equivalent to negative decimal. Let's have now an example. So express 3/8 to decimal. 3 divided by 8. So that's how the process. Remember, numerator divided by the denominator. Now, let's analyze this one. 3, you cannot divide 3 by 8. So you need to use 0 to the right. However, it will be in decimal. So we take this as 30 divided by 8. So writing that 0.3. So 3 times 8, that will be 24. Then getting now the difference, you'll have now 6. Once again, 6, you cannot divide 6 by 8. Then you need to use another 0. So 60 divided by 8, that will be 7. 7 times 8, that will be 56. Getting now the difference. The difference is 4. Now, 4 cannot be divided by 8, so you need to have another 0. So 40 divided by 8, that will be 5. 5 times 8, that will be 40. Getting the difference, and that will be 0. Now, in concluding, so 3/8 is equal to 375 thousandths, or other might be reading that as 0.375. Let's have now example number 2. Express negative 13 over 16 to decimal. Now, our numerator is negative 13 divided by 16. We cannot divide negative 13 to 16. That's why we need to use a 0. So now it would take as negative 130 divided by 16. So the answer is 8. Now, 8 times 16, we have now negative 128. However, you need to deduct that. That's why it turns out to be positive 28. So the answer will lead you to negative 2. Now, negative 2 divided by 16, you cannot divide 2 by 16, so you need to use another 0. So negative 20 divided by 16, that is now 1. So negative 1 divided by 16, negative 1 times 16, that will be negative 16. However, you need to deduct that. That's why it leads you to positive 16. Now, having that, we have now this one, negative 4. You cannot divide it by 16, so that's why you put now negative 40. Now, answer is 2. Negative 2. Now, negative 2 times negative 2 times 16, it's negative 32. Then you need to change the sign. So, therefore, the answer will lead you to negative 8. Now, negative 8, you cannot work that out. So, you put another 0. So, negative 80 divided by 16. So, the answer will lead you to 5. And then that will be negative 80. Negative 80 will be positive 80. And then having that will be 0. So in conclusion, we have now negative 13 over 16 is equal to negative 0.8125, or 8,125 10,000. That's how you read that. Okay? Let's have an example. Express 5/6 to decimal. So 5 is our numerator divided by 6. Now, 5 cannot be divided by 6. That's why you need to use 0. So 50 divided by 6, that will be 8. So 8 times 6, that will be 48. Then it will be subtraction. So the difference would be 2. 20, you need to use another 0 because 2 cannot be divided by 6. So 20 divided by 6, you'll have now 3. So 3 times 6, the answer is 18. You need to deduct that, and the difference would be 2. So 20 again, divided by 6, that will be 3. And then deducting that again, you'll see now a pattern that there's 2. Now, if that is now the case, the answer will lead you to a repeating decimal. So, in expression, we need to express that 5/6 is equal to 0.83 with ellipsis. other way to write that is this manner. So 5/6 is equal to 0.83, where the dot is above 3 because it means that 3 is the continuous number. Okay? Okay, let's have now the last example. 2 over 111 to decimal. So we need to express that into decimal. So 2 is your numerator divided by your denominator 111. So in a process, you need to use 0 because 2 cannot be worked that out. So it would be 0. So 20 divided by 111, you cannot do that again. So it will lead you to this one. So you need to express another 0. So 200 divided by 111, you have 1. Multiply that and then deduct. So the answer will be 89. Using another 0, so 890 divided by 111, you're going to get 8. 8 times 111, that's 888. Having the difference, you get now 2. Now, as you can see, we'll get now a pattern of what you're doing on the beginning. So that will be something, and it will be called as a non-repeating, non-terminating decimal. So when you write it, this is how you write it. 2 over 111 will be equal to 0.018018. You need to write again 0.018 because if you're just going to write 0.018, you might assume that 8 is the only repeating number. Now, the repeating number are 3 digits, the 018018. Now, in other way to write is this way. 2 over 111 is equal to 0.018, where there are dots from 0 and 8, which means the repeating decimals or the digits of the decimal would be from 0 to 8. And that is how you express fraction to decimals. Once again, thank you.